Hello and welcome to this O&DR Modurol video. This is video 101 in our series of XK8 videos, and this video we're going to show you how to fit an antennae or aerial isolator switch that we've nicely hidden out of the way in the center console cupboard lid, if you would. Now, why would you need this sort of thing? Well, on the radio or on the audio head unit of the XK8, whenever it's on, the aerial is automatically extended. So if you're listening to CD or Bluetooth on it, you've still got your aerial up, and it does spoil the lines and the aesthetics a little bit, and people do prefer to have it retracted in that case. So what the switch does, it actually interrupts the signal to allow to make the aerial retract. So with this line cut or signal cut, the aerial does not extend, and therefore that's basically how it works. It's very easy to do. You do need to take the center console out to do it, but I'll show you how to do that very quickly. The tools you're going to need are a pair of snips or wire cutters, some insulation tape, a short piece of speaker wire, preferably still with the connectors on, some solder and soldering iron, and finally a file. I'll show you the switch I selected when we get round to fitting the switch. Now, as per usual in our videos, we're going to split this down into several sections. First of all, we'll talk about the location of the wiring, where's the best place to get to put the switch, and also the wiring diagrams. Secondly, the removal of the console, the center console itself, to get at the wiring. Thirdly, actually fitting the switch in the center console. Then fourthly, wiring the switch in, and finally testing the switch and the aerial function. Okay, so location of the wiring. Now here's the electrical diagram, including the radio antennae. Zoom in on that. This is the diagram for model year up to model year 1999, so this is early cars. So there are actually three wires. There's a positive, which is a brown with a green stripe, an earth, which is a black wire, and there's a signal wire, which we're interested in, which is the light green with a black stripe. You can see the codings on the wiring diagram. I've decoded those for you, and the wiring codes is in the top right hand corner if you're interested. If you've got a car after that, model year 2000 onwards, the wiring is slightly different. In the signal wire is actually just a green wire with a black stripe. So instead of light green, it's green. So not terribly different. Just to confirm, at the aerial, you can see those three wires plugged into the side of the aerial motor. The black, the brown with green stripe, and the light green with black stripe. Now the main wiring harness runs from the head unit through the center console to the aerial, so the center console is a good target area and position of the switch. So we're going to break into the wires here and locate the switch into the console itself. So let's first look at removal of the console. Now, I have done a completely separate video on this. I don't intend to repeat it. If you're interested in understanding how to remove the center console, you can find that. That's video 200. There should be a link in the top right hand corner now. Fitting the switch then. So inside the center console is a good position for the switch. It's out of the way, but still convenient for the driver. Even better, in my case, there was a switch blank available at the back of the console cubby hole. I've simply compressed the clips from the rear, and that came out really easily. Now, once removed, I found the switch with a similar dimension to the aperture that was left. The closest fit switch was 27.7 millimeters long by 21.8 millimeters wide. Seemed to be a standard size, albeit obscure sizes. This is available from eBay in various colours for a very budget price of £3.49 in 2023. So we selected a black switch in keeping with the rest of the centre console. The switch actually at the back had two pairs of switch terminals, but we only need one for this operation. Now, the switch location was slightly smaller than the switch itself, so we filed it out with a file. Oh, but it didn't take very long. The plastic is very easy to file away, and we just fettled the aperture to get it to the right size, pushed the switch in flush, and there you go. It's fitted and very secure. Next, we needed to make up the wiring and connect it at the rear. So the wiring in, we got the length of speaker wire and some spade connectors on the end of the wire. Next, we needed to find the correct wire to cut in the harness. Now, at the back of the console, just in front of the rear seats, is a series of connectors which are all grouped together. Now, you need to remove the grey connector from the harness. This actually has the the aerial wire connected into it. It's actually the light green black stripe wire, or the signal wire for the aerial, is on connector wire, or on pin number 7, just to be 100% sure you got the right wire. You need to cut that wire, ideally into equal lengths that's available outside of the harness. Then strip those wires and twist the copper and solder your new wires onto those cut wires. Now, you can then insulate with your insulation tape or maybe some shrink wrap and reconnect the socket. Testing then. Obviously, I would advise testing the switch and the aerial operation before fitting it all back together. Okay then, so we fitted the aerial wire and the switch. So flick the switch on. The radio unit is already on, and you can see the aerial going up. So that's obviously working. Just test that it can isolate it. Turn the switch off, and the antenna should come down. There you go. Working. Excellent. Okay, there you go. Hopefully you found that interesting and useful. If you want to stop your aerial extending, this is just the job. And very neat it looks too, even though I say it myself. Anyway, more videos to come involving the center console. Please like, comment, share and subscribe for more XK8 videos. Happy motoring. Goodbye. See you later.